What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a beacon? A. A government transmitter marking the amateur radio band edges. B. A bulletin sent by the FCC to announce a national emergency. C. An amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activities. D. A continuous transmission of weather information authorized in the amateur bands by the National Weather Service. C. An amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activities. Which of the following VHF/UHF frequencies ranges are limited to CW only? A. 50.0 MHz to 50.1 MHz and 144.0 MHz to 144.1 MHz. B. 219 MHz to 220 MHz and 420.0 MHz to 420.1 MHz. C. 902.0 MHz to 902.1 MHz. D. All of these choices are correct. A. 50.0 MHz to 50.1 MHz and 144.0 MHz to 144.1 MHz. What types of international communications is an FCC licensed amateur radio station permitted to make? A. Communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. B. Communications incidental to conducting business or remarks of a personal nature. C. Only communications incidental to contest exchanges. All other communications are prohibited. D. Any communications that would be permitted by an international broadcast station. A. Communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. Under which of the following circumstances are amateur stations authorized to transmit signals related to broadcasting, program production, or news gathering, assuming no other means is available? A. Only where such communications directly relate to the immediate safety of human life or protection of property. B. Only when broadcasting communications to or from the space shuttle. C. Only where non-commercial programming is gathered and supplied exclusively to the National Public Radio Network. D. Only when using amateur repeaters linked to the Internet. A. Only where such communications directly relate to the immediate safety of human life or protection of property. When, under normal circumstances, may a technician class licensee be the control operator of a station operating in an exclusive amateur extra class operator segment of the amateur band? When? A. At no time. B. When operating a special event station. C. As part of a multi-operator contest team. D. When using a club station whose trustee is an amateur extra class operator licensee. A. At no time. Who is accountable should a repeater inadvertently retransmit communications that violate the FCC rules? A. The control operator of the originating station. B. The control operator of the repeater. C. The owner of the repeater. D. Both the originating station and the repeater owner. A. The control operator of the originating station. What is an appropriate way to call another station on a repeater if you know the other station's call sign? A. Say break, break, then say the station's call sign. B. Say the station's call sign, then identify with your call sign. C. Say CQ 3 times, then the other station's call sign. D. Wait for the station to call CQ, then answer it. B. Say the station's call sign, then identify with your call sign. Which of the following could be the reason you are unable to access a repeater whose output you can hear? A. Improper transceiver offset. B. The repeater may require a proper CTCSS tone from your transceiver. C. The repeater may require a proper DCS tone from your transceiver. D. All of these choices are correct. T2B05C. D. All of these choices are correct. When do the FCC rules not apply to the operation of an amateur station? A. When operating a races station. B. When operating under special theme rules. C. When operating under special hours rules. D. Never. FCC rules always apply. D. Never. FCC rules always apply. What weather condition would decrease range at microwave frequencies? A. High winds. B. Low barometric pressure. D. Colder temperatures. What property of radio waves is often used to identify the different frequency bands? A. The approximate wavelength. B. The magnetic intensity of waves. C. The time it takes for waves to travel 1 mile. D. The voltage standing wave ratio of waves. A. The approximate wavelength. What band is best suited for communicating via meteor scatter? A. 10 meters. B. 6 meters. C. 2 meters. D. 70 centimeters. B. 6 meters. Which of the following connections might be used between a voice transceiver and a computer for digital operation? A. Receive and transmit mode, status, and location. B. Antenna and RF power. C. Receive audio, transmit audio, and push-to-talk PTT. D. NMEA GPS location and DC power. C. Receive audio, transmit audio, and push-to-talk PTT. Which of the following is an appropriate receive filter bandwidth for minimizing noise and interference for CW reception? A. 500Hz. B. 1000Hz. C. 2400Hz. D. 5000Hz. A. 500Hz. Which term describes the rate at which electrical energy is used? A. Resistance. B. Current. C. Power. D. Voltage. C. Power. What is the approximate amount of change, measured in decibels dB, of a power decrease from 12 watts to 3 watts? A. -1 dB. B. -3 dB. C. -6 dB. D. -9 dB. C. -6 dB. What does the abbreviation RF refer to? A. Pressure. B. Electromagnetic. C. Gravity. D. Thermal. A. Pressure. What is the resistance of a circuit in which a current of 3 amperes flows through a resistor connected to 90 volts? A. 3 ohms. B. 30 ohms. C. 93 ohms. D. 270 ohms. B. 30 ohms. What type of electrical component consists of 2 or more conductive surfaces separated by an insulator? A. Resistor. B. Potentiometer. C. Oscillator. D. Capacitor. D. Capacitor. What does the abbreviation FET stand for? A. Field effect transistor. B. Fast electron transistor. C. Free electron transmitter. D. Frequency emission transmitter. A. Field effect transistor. What is component 4 in figure T3? Its symbol is an equilateral triangle, apex down, bisecting by a line. Its single terminal is on the apex. A. Antenna. B. Transmitter. C. Dummy load. D. Ground. A. Antenna. What is the name of the device that combines several semiconductors and other components into one package? A. Transducer. B. Multipole relay. C. Integrated circuit. D. Transformer. C. Integrated circuit. What device increases the low power output from a handheld transceiver? A. A voltage divider. B. An RF power amplifier. C. An impedance network. D. All of these choices are correct. B. An RF power amplifier. What can you do if you are told your FM handheld or mobile transceiver is over-deviating? A. Talk louder into the microphone. B. Let the transceiver cool off. C. Change to a higher power level. D. Talk farther away from the microphone. D. Talk farther away from the microphone. Which of the following instruments can be used to determine if an antenna is resonant at the desired operating frequency? A. A VTVM. B. An antenna analyzer. C. A Q meter. D. A frequency counter. B. An antenna analyzer. How is a simple ammeter connected to a circuit? A. In series with a circuit. B. In parallel with a circuit. C. In quadrature with a circuit. D. In phase with a circuit. A. In series with a circuit. Which of the following is a form of amplitude modulation? A. Spread spectrum. B. Packet radio. C. Single sideband. D. Phase shift keying PSK. C. Single sideband. What do the initials LEO tell you about an amateur satellite? A. The satellite battery is in low energy operation mode. B. The satellite is performing a lunar ejection orbit maneuver. C. The satellite is in low Earth orbit. D. The satellite uses light-emitting optics. C. The satellite is in low Earth orbit. What name is given to an amateur radio station that is used to connect other amateur stations to the Internet? A. A gateway. B. A repeater. C. A digipeater. D. A beacon. A. A gateway. Which of the following best describes DMR, digital mobile radio or digital migration radio? A. A technique for time multiplexing two digital voice signals on a single 12.5 kHz repeater channel. B. An automatic position tracking mode for FM mobiles communicating through repeaters. C. An automatic computer logging technique for hands-off logging when communicating while operating a vehicle. D. A digital technique for transmitting onto repeater inputs simultaneously for automatic error correction. A. A technique for time multiplexing two digital voice signals on a single 12.5 kHz repeater channel. What is an advantage of using a properly mounted 5/8 wavelength antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? A. It has a lower radiation angle and more gain than 1/4 wavelength antenna. B. It has very high angle radiation for better communicating through a repeater. C. It eliminates distortion caused by reflected signals. D. It has 10 times the power gain of 1/4 wavelength design. A. It has a lower radiation angle and more gain than 1/4 wavelength antenna. Which of the following types of feedline has the lowest loss at VHF and UHF? A. 50 ohm flexible coax. B. Multi-conductor and balanced cable. C. Air insulated hardline. D. 75 ohm flexible coax. C. Air insulated hardline. What kind of hazard might exist in a power supply when it is turned off and disconnected? A. Static electricity could damage the grounding system. B. Circulating currents inside the transformer might cause damage. C. The fuse might blow if you remove the cover. D. You might receive an electric shock from the charge stored in large capacitors. D. You might receive an electric shock from the charge stored in large capacitors. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? A. This type of tower must never be painted. B. This type of tower must never be grounded. C. This type of tower must not be climbed unless retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. D. All of these choices are correct. C. This type of tower must not be climbed unless retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. What is the definition of duty cycle during the averaging time for RF exposure? A. The difference between the lowest power output and the highest power output of a transmitter. B. The difference between the PEP and average power output of a transmitter. C. The percentage of time that a transmitter is transmitting. D. The percentage of time that a transmitter is not transmitting. C. The percentage of time that a transmitter is transmitting.